Very good morning, guys. As we are going through with the topic called as human resource management. Human resource management, we have gone through with the human resource management and human resource planning in the previous classes. So today our topic is mainly related towards the recruitment and training. As a part of human resource management, these are the various activities involved in human resource management. They are like recruitment, training, selection, interviewing, allocation of jobs. All these are the variety of things that takes place in human resource management. So, what is recruitment? Recruitment is nothing but you all know what is the meaning of interview, right? Selecting the right person for the right job is called as interview. Selecting the right person for the right job at the right time is called as recruitment. In the same manner, interview is nothing but where the interviewer and the interviewee meet for the first time. They will be having a face-to-face contact, not an indirect mode of contact, so that the person, the interviewer, selects the best person among the given alternatives. Given alternatives in the sense here is with various persons. Say for an example, if there are 10 persons who has applied for the same job, out of that how many is required? Say for an example, if one or two, only those people will be taken over, in the sense they will be recruited. That is what you call it as recruitment. Among given various persons there, only few will be selected. That process you call it as recruitment. Now, meaning of recruitment says that recruitment is the process of attracting qualified applicants for a specific job. As say for an example, if I am a human resource manager, I need some uh, persons who are exactly qualified, having a good criteria for the job what I am recruiting here. Say for an example, if I wanted an accountant, so you should be well qualified. The basic thing, you should have a BCom, that is a degree with him. Along with that, a tally courses plus a person who has a good capability of handling MX, Excel, PowerPoint, all those things is capable of handling this. That is what you call it as qualified applicants. He attracts the qualified persons. In what mode it can attract is that through advertisements. Even you can see various advertisements in the newspapers. It might be for the both private sectors as well as for the government sectors. Both people or both kind of organization follow the same things. They often publish the necessary necessary advertisements so that they can apply for the jobs. Say for an example, even we can see this various things in newspapers, magazines, as well as you will be having an thing called as where you'll be getting emails, messages, all those things. This is of various kind of attracting. The process begins when applications are brought in and ends when the same finished. The result is a pool of applicants from where the appropriate candidate can be selected. In other words, recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. It is nothing but you just randomly publish the data. It might be in any of the mode. Based on that, you attract them, saying them you'll be paid so much and so you'll be having this kind of facilities, all this. Looking at that, voluntarily or by some forceful activities, forceful in the sense some might suggest and recommend him to do and to apply for the jobs. Based on that, they come apply that, and making them to do work in your organization is called as recruitment. So, according to Business Dictionary, it is a process of identifying as and hiring the best qualified candidate. Is identifying in the sense, as I said here, there will be 10 candidates. We can't recruit all the 10 candidates. We just need one or two. So we identify them who is the best among the given alternatives. So identifying and hiring, as I said here, that is nothing but we hire them, we recruit them, the best qualified candidate from within or outside, in the sense both internally as well as externally of an organization for a job vacancy. Yes, this is quite commonly taken place in both the places, internally as well as externally. We all shall see that in the next coming topics. So, and coming topics, in a most timely and cost effective manner, is most important thing is that you should not invest huge funds for that process itself. It should be of cost effective. What are the various cost effective? You can go with the emails because it is much cost effective. You can go with the SMS. Yes, these are the various techniques you have. So, and these techniques whatever you use, this can be reached to the mass people. Okay, so that these are the various terms that are used for cost effectiveness in recruiting a person. So, methods or sources of recruitment. What are the different methods of recruitment, or what are the different sources of recruitment? Here, the first, there are, it is mainly classified into two things, that is of internal sources, and the second one is of external sources. Under internal sources, you have three things. One is of transfers, second one is of promotions, and third one is of present employees. Now, first we shall see the internal sources. Under internal sources, you have transfers. What is this transfer? You all will be knowing this. Transfers is nothing but change in the rank. Say, for an example, you can go. I'll just suggest you all the police department. Each and every person, or each and every inspector or sub inspector, SP, whatever the cadre might be, they will be transferred from one station to another station. It might be for various branches. When I wanted to suggest you all with the organization example, say for an example, if he is an accountant manager, we can transfer him for the as a sales manager. From sales manager, we can transfer him as a human resource manager. This is what you call it as transfers. Transfer involves shifting of persons from present job to other similar places. This do not involve the change in rank, responsibility and prestige. As I said you all, there will be no change in the ranks. Transfer is nothing but, say for an example, if he is a circle inspector, he will be transferred to some other places from KGF to Kola as a circle inspector itself. This is what you call it as transfer. The next one is promotion. There is a slight difference between the word transfer and promotion. Promotion is nothing but promoting him in the sense, if he is in a circle inspector in KGF, he might be promoted as an DYSP. The same manager, if he is an accountant manager in your organization, he might be promoted as a general manager or deputy manager or assistant manager. In the sense, he might get an promotion to, and here the rank also changes. Here the rank might increase as well as decrease. Promotion is of two types. One is of performance appraisal. Based on your performance, they can promote you, as well as they can depromote you. Your cadre will change here. You can have an increased thing or a decreased thing. So this is of promotion. Next one is of present employee. Present employee is nothing but an based on the vacant position. Say for an example, there will be just one or two vacancies in organizations. Usually a guy will be working hardly for 10 to 15 years as a team leader. So I wanted to fill a position of manager there. So what I do is that I either promote him or I send the same person to work as a manager. So this is filling the vacant. You fill the vacant position there. This usually takes place even in government things. You'll be having a word called as deputy. Deputy is nothing but in absence of him, some person will be working. In the same manner, when you all come to the present employees, it is said that when there is some vacant positions, so someone will be working instead of him. It might be for the temporary basis, not for the permanent basis. This is what present employees say. So there are the three various sources of internal organization. These are the various three internal sources or methods of recruiting the employees in the internal organization. So the next heading is of external sources. External sources is nothing but apart from the industry, apart from the organization, whatever recruitment will be carried on, that is called as external recruitment. So the first one under here is of advertisement. As I said you all, it might be of any kind of advertisements. It might be any kind of advertisements. It might be TV, it might be emails, or whatever it might be. Advertisement is the best method of recruiting person for higher and experienced jobs. The advertisements are given in local or national press, trade or professional journals. Yes, as I said, your advertisement is nothing but giving an publicity, giving an ad, so that the best qualified person can be taken place, can be recruited. As I said, all the newspapers, emails, all these things. Emails can be sent only for the prescribed number of persons, but whereas newspaper is that anonymous, even the strangers can apply for the jobs if is qualified there. That is of advertisement. Next one is of employment exchange. Employment exchange is nothing but an organization set up by the government itself, which recruits the persons. Say for an example, even we have an employment exchange office at Kola, you'll be having an office for each and every district. So what here it happens is that whenever you're qualified, whenever you have the better criteria, you can just go upload your details for in this employment exchange of office. Whenever there is any recruitment, it might be in the government sector as well as in the non-government sector. Usually this takes place in a society as Udyoga Mela. Are you aware of this? Yes, I hope you all are aware of this. It is nothing but Udyoga Mela. Whenever these things are carried, these persons should have already uploaded their documents, I mean their details in the employment exchange. So these persons, whoever has applied in employment exchange office, they will be given the first preference to work in that respective organization. So next one is of campus recruitment. You all know this. When our Jain College has a campus recruitment, various companies, banks, recently when Genesis, ICICI Bank came to a college, they had even, they have a direct walking or direct interviews. All this takes place. That is nothing but this things is called as campus recruitment. Next one is of unsolicited applicants. Unsolicited is nothing but voluntarily some persons come to your organizations. It might be through post or through telegraphs or through might be emails, whatever it might be. These things will be taken place. They voluntarily, they randomly go to the companies, they apply for the jobs. It is like almost like direct walk-ins. They'll have a resume, they contact the HR or the manager through telephone or through by person or through post. They generally go apply for the jobs. That is of voluntary applicants or unsolicited applicants. Next one is of casual callers. These things taken place takes place only for the short term demand. Say for an example, even you all will be aware of this, casual contractors. It is nothing but only for a prescribed work. They will be working under them. The better example is of this construction of roadways, railways, bridges, all those things. In these things, there will be a persons called as casual contractors or casual laborers. The next point is of labor contracts. So these 2 points are almost similar in the sense, for exact term, it is just only for the short term. So for the exact term, they will be working under them. The better example is of construction of roadways, railways, all these things. Next one is of labor contractors. You all know this. Labors, the C and I mean almost the D category workers will be treated as labor who work for the daily wages. It might be for the roads, railways, or like construction of the buildings. All this takes place. All these persons are called as labor, and these laborers will be working for a contractor. Even the better example is of like your ITA students. For the casual callers, the better example is of ITA students. They will be working for a short term period under a company. Like you have various companies even in our industrial area at Nasapu, like you Hero Honda, Hero Honda, XCD, all those are the various companies. Even the same like labor contractors. The next one is of gate recruitment. Gate recruitment is nothing but wherever some workers are on leave, then some persons may be employed for some days. As I said, all this is nothing but like deputation. If one person is absent there, in his absence you work for him. That is what you call it as gate recruitment. These things usually takes place in the travel agencies, because if some driver is absent on that particular day, instead of him some other person works on behalf of him. You all know this, right? If you would have booked your car or bus, if the particular director driver is on leave on that particular day, in his absence some other persons come work on that particular day until the exact person or the exact owner returns. Okay, next one is of walk-in interviews. This is quite common thing. Each and every person will be doing this. So it is nothing but having with your resume in your hand, or having a CV curriculum it. Best having this in your hand, you just go knock the doors of each and every organization. It is nothing but where you go meet them in the person, instead of instead of telephone or post or some various things. You directly walk in there. That is what walk-in interviews. The last one is of competitors. This thing is better used for the professionals like CA, CS, all this. The firms are also taken as a source for recruiting middle or higher level managers. If some suitable persons is available in another concern, then he may be approached by offering higher salary and other perks. This method is called as poaching or raiding approach. Is, as I said, you all, if he is the better person for for that particular job, then you recruit him saying that we pay you higher salary than what he is paying. All those things, as I said, you're like professionals, CA, CS, all this, as well as the mid level and the top level managers will be recruited, saying that we'll pay more salary what he is paying, so you please come work in a organization. So these are the various internal and external